Nope. Nope. I'd ask you guys what I should get, but I can't. I can't because this is YouTube, you know? You're in there. You're like in there, the memory card, until I like put you in there and then put this on the web. So I've got to make a decision myself. I'll show you what I get. Okay, I'll come get it. Thank you. Bye. I'm gonna document this because I'm fairly certain I'm stuck in the elevator. The door did not shut all the way. It will not. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. It doesn't shut and then like opens again. Yeah, the front elevator. Yep. It's a unanimous decision. I'm a fan. I am a fan. So guys, as I'm eating this meal, I want to share something with you that I have been taking the last 5-6 weeks or so. It's called Core Load. I'll show it to you. I have it right here. I just took it before this meal. It's a glucose disposal agent. They put utilization agent on the label. I think that's smart because disposal is like, makes you think like you're getting rid of something. Basically what this does, Core Load, is allows your body to use carbohydrates in a more effective manner, which is an important thing because carbs are our body's preferred source of energy. Like carbs, good when it comes to moving your body, weight training, things like that. And essentially there's 4 ingredients in Core Load. They come in these big capsules. I'll put on the screen like essentially what this dosage is. It's 6 of these big freaking capsules. But what it does is it increases your body's insulin sensitivity, 1, and insulin secretion, 2. So insulin, important because it allows our body to absorb carbohydrates into the cell, into the muscle, the shuttle of carbohydrates into the muscle. And I know this is kind of like complex stuff here, but essentially what this does is it allows you to get away with eating more carbs and fats because a couple of the ingredients actually mitigate lipid absorption, lipid fat, and that's a really important thing. So when we eat carbs, ideally in a perfect world, we're using all those to be able to exercise, be able to train in the gym, and this is what essentially that allows us to do, guys. Since I've been taking it, you know, it's been 5-6 weeks, but I've noticed really from the start a difference in my performance in the gym. So from a performance perspective, I feel like I've been able to train a bit longer. I feel like my pumps have been better. And then also from like a body composition perspective, body fat percentage, I'm able to get away with eating way more carbohydrates, especially the last stint of this contest prep when I've been taking Core Load. Way more. It's pretty nuts. So yeah, I'll link this in the bio, guys. You guys know how I feel about supplementation. If you've been on the channel for a while, I really don't like talking about them. Like, I get this weird feeling in me, legit, when I talk about supplements because I don't want to make you guys think that supplements are like the most important thing. But I feel like the fitness IQ, shout out to George Rosado, so to speak, the fitness IQ of this channel is increasing. Seeing that I have been doing a contest prep, and naturally that pulls out individuals who are way more passionate about fitness, and I owe it to you guys to talk about what I take, right? So I'll be putting more out about supplementation. I have a commitment to do that, and I've told you guys I would. But if you are someone who would like, even if you're not dieting for a competition, this is extremely beneficial. It's beneficial if you're gonna go out for a big cheat meal, and you would like your body to more efficiently be able to utilize carbohydrates and fats and minimize fat storage and fat gain. Huge benefits for this. I know I kind of just went on a tangent about supplements. I don't talk about supplements unless I've taken them extensively and I share it with you guys. Like, I intentionally waited 5 to 6 weeks to talk about this. There's one more thing I did want to say though. Wise to have before a pre-workout meal. Really any higher carbohydrate meal, but especially a pre-workout meal that is higher carb. If you do that, and I'll have 6 of these freaking horse pills 15 minutes before having a high carbohydrate meal. And I don't know if it makes a difference, but I'll specifically have my carbs of the meal. Like you can see, I've pretty much done with the rice, but I still have most of the chicken left. I'm not sure the science if that makes a difference, but I'll eat my carbs first, literally 15 minutes after I take it. And then water is extremely important too. So I'll get nothing crazy like fucking pounding water, but I'll make sure I have some liquids with the meal because that's extremely important for the shuttle of carbohydrates, glucose. And guys, like I said, the pumps in the gym, the performance in the gym, and controlling body fat percentage. And to be honest, Doug Miller who is arguably one of the best natural bodybuilders of all time. Look at this fucking dude. I'll put him on the screen. He's insane. He's actually the individual who started Core Nutrition. It's his company, along with other amazing humans that support him. And he handed this to me and looked me in the eyes and said, have you taken Core Load? Take Core Load, holy shit. And I'm gonna take Doug's word for it because the dude, like, he's a walking billboard, yo. Like, Christ. Anyways, let's talk about this shit that I really wanted to talk to you guys about though. Let's go for a walk. Okay, twisting around. Got some lighting here. Got some good lighting over here. It's a great opportunity to test some low light capabilities. Low light, we outside. I hope it's good. Let's go for a walk, guys. Let's assimilate some carbohydrates. That's the goal here, right? That's actually another powerful thing, guys, with dieting, is going for a walk after a meal. When I'm out in Los Angeles, I have my treadmill desk, so I don't really gotta worry about that. I'm just like kind of walking all day, but that's been a challenge. I've noticed just since traveling this past week, going to Tampa for the Tampa Natural this past weekend. Maybe I'll put some photos on the screen. I'll show some photos, some stage shots. We got them today. There's some dope ones. From going to Tampa, then Miami to visit some buddies, and then coming here, I just haven't been as active and on my feet, and that's kind of been a little bit of a shift, doing a bit less cardio. On a real note, guys, I do want to talk with you, but not really like with you, but you know, you get it. I'm like kind of with you here, about my thoughts about my contests. Had to check the freaking, I'd open YouTube and check the name of my damn competition prep series name. That's how much of a good YouTuber I am. It's called Shredded for Life, very original, right? But either way, competed in July, started prep back in April-ish, and didn't really plan on continuing competing and doing several shows, but I was honestly a little butthurt from my show in July, which the show in Sacramento is a really, really big show for natural bodybuilding. And for that to be my first show in natural bodybuilding is, you know, is a statement. It's like, oh, that's gonna be your first show. Well, went ahead and did it. Won the men's heavyweight, but not the overall, and I was hoping to do better. So that's why I continued. And it's pretty surreal to have won at a pro qualifier at the Tampa Natural, and now this weekend in DC, which is crazy, which like this is where I lived for 3 years before Los Angeles, in Arlington, that the Pro World Championship is here, the Yorton Cup, which Chet Yorton is. I think I already told you guys this. Pretty dope how life works. And you know, just to share some thoughts with you guys, I haven't done vlogging on this channel just because I haven't been excited to do it. You know, like the last year or so, it's had a lot going on. And you know, I just lean into like what I'm excited to do, because I know if I'm not excited to do it, I'm not gonna bring my best to it. And I feel also like me making videos, another style of content, is just a bit more valuable. It helps you guys more than just kind of having fluffing videos. But seeing that I do compete not tomorrow, Saturday, 2 days, on the biggest stage in natural bodybuilding, I guess I could do a clip like this, right? I think, and these are always thoughts, right? This isn't me like, this is what is true for your life. And being preachy, I fucking hate that so much. I've grown to hate it even more. But my thoughts about prep and just overall, it extends beyond contest prep, is just having a vision is the first thing. It really comes down to two things for me, guys. I just saw a rat. That's comforting. First thing is vision, knowing where you're going. And I did mention this in a video prior, briefly, is if you don't have a vision for your future, what that's going to be, by default, you are living from the past and replaying past situations and living those emotions and playing that shit out in your mind, and thus staying the same person, being the same person, and ruminating on the past and being defined by the past. That is what you sign up for when you do not have a vision for where you are going with your life, when you haven't written it out, when you haven't not just written it out, but revisited that every day and felt the feelings of what it would feel like when you have it. Extremely important. Vision is everything, where you're going. And if it's not clear, if it's like, I don't know where it's going, if you're young, yo, it's okay, that's normal. But pick a direction and just fucking go. It doesn't have to be fast, but go. And if it ends up not being the right thing, then you can pivot. You can always rework. But no puttering through life. No being a follower and letting others define what is going to be true for your life. Where you're going to go on the weekend. What clothes you're going to wear. Fuck that. You're the leader of your life. We're all leaders of our life. Like, it is given to us. Some of us just relinquish control and say, you know better than what I know for myself. Here, you lead my life. I'll follow you. We do that to people in friend groups when we're growing up. We do that to, our better looking friends or the more confident friends. We do that in the workplace. It extends everywhere. Number one, vision. And when you start leading and walking towards that vision and painting that vision and being fearless, which we all experience fear, we just learn to deal with it, right? You become the leader of your life. Extremely important. And that's been something that is paramount in this competition prep, is knowing what to say yes to, knowing what to say no to. And I've gotten much better at this over time, 28 years old now. That was something I really struggled with when I was younger because I was a people pleaser, classic people pleaser. Didn't want people to not like me or think of me in a lower way, or I didn't want to give people bad feelings, to the point where I'd agree to do things and say I would do things that I very clearly, I'm messing with some shit, very clearly did not want to do. Just didn't want to do it, but I would just say I would do it because follower. And yeah, I don't even fucking know where I was going with that shit. That's the first thing, vision. If you don't have a vision and you don't revisit it every day, that's strike one on you. And it's not just vision. It's not like reading affirmations in the mirror, I'm abundant. It's no, feel the feelings of what it would, there's some fucking crazy shit. I think I'm near a campus because there's some people yelling outside. I think there's some sorority hazing going on over here. Whoa. There's some devilish shit going on. What in the actual fuck? If you're not feeling the feelings of what it would feel like to have what you would like in your life, what excites you, then that's not truly visualizing. Do what you have to do. You can meditate, you can, block off time, but it requires time you spending thinking about what you would like and defining it based on what's important to you. There's no right or wrong here. It's what you decide, you watching this. Number two is environment. So this is kind of nature versus nurture in my mind in a way. So nature being who you are, based on genetics, how you were born, how you're raised, and then nurture is how you're raised. I view the nature is more on the vision side. Your nature is, you determine your nature to a certain point. I believe that. I believe, yes, we can become like our parents, but we've always been around our parents and our family. You determine your vision and your state. That's more of the nature side. You are in full control of your nature. And then the nurture, which is more the environment, the external, is something that you are hands down totally in control of, especially as you become an adult. And I'm speaking in terms of your immediate environment, where you spend the majority of your time. Something I've realized on the competition prep is, I really like about myself, something I learned, is that I'm a clean person. I maintain order, not to a Nazi degree, but I have self-respect when it comes to where I live. In terms of cleaning, being clean, being tidy, having my clothes put away, having my bed made, having things in an orderly fashion where I know where things are. I'm not speaking on like living in a nice place or an expensive place or like anything like that. Just you taking care of your environment shows that you have self-respect, and it requires effort, right? That's what I'm getting. It requires effort to maintain your space. That in terms of environment, but also environment with humans that you surround yourself with. That's the second one. Is I've been disgustingly intentional the last year of being around individuals that just make me feel good. Just make me feel good. That's it. It's had nothing to do with like how much money they would make or anything like that, or what I can gain. It's literally, hey, is this human that I'm giving like my most precious resource, my time, are they worth it? Like, are they worth it? And am I gaining from this? And not in a selfish sense, but like, you know what I mean? Like, is this person making me feel good? Because what you realize when you get older, I'm certainly starting to realize like extremely like clearly, is you become like the people that you're around. You just do. You can't help it. You can't even like, I don't care how strong you are mentally. You could be the strongest person mentally in the world. You could be a fucking Navy SEAL, like top. If you put a Navy SEAL in a room of B players for a fucking year, he's gonna be weaker in the mind. You cannot help it when you are around people who are just defeatist and depressed and negative, and they're realists, but you're really just a fucking pessimist. And that just starts to just bleed into every cell and fiber of your being, like their mentality, the way that they like, even their facial reaction to something that you would say that you're happy about, that you're proud of, or something that you would like to do. Like if they have disapproval or something, like even shit like that. It's like, I have no fucking time for it. I don't have time for anyone who is not aligned on my energy level. And it's not, and also individuals can confuse this with, well, you're closed-minded. No, it's not being closed-minded. I'm very much open to everything. I'm open. I also pride myself on being a great listener. If you hang out with me in person, I think most people say I'm quieter. I listen way more than I speak. And I'm always open to other perspectives, but to a certain extent, it's like we have to protect our energy in our life. And I'm not going to be a martyr or a white knight and like no, that's not like the right term, a martyr, and like just associate with someone because I want to challenge myself to like see their perspective a lot. Like, no, that's just like self-harm. Like, no, I'll listen to people, I'll entertain any type of person, but I want to hang out with people that I love, right? And that's simply the case. So guys, I know I've kind of been going super ass fucking long here, so if anyone's still here, maybe just comment in the comment section like I'm here, with like more ease than just one at the end. And yeah, like my conclusion is, number one, have a vision. Just know, like, have a fucking vision. That's the most important takeaway. Have a vision for what you want. And number two, control your damn environment. Control where you spend your time. Does it make you feel good? And number two is the humans that you're surrounded with and by words. If you can control it, control that shit. If it's a coworker that is getting to you, like, minimize your time around them, or have a conversation with them. Straight up. Have a conversation like, hey, I don't feel the best sometimes when we interact with each other, and I'd like to speak about why that is, and I'd like to mend our relationship and our friendship or whatever it is. But just your environment's so important, your vision's so important, guys. Guard that shit, and you'll be good. Those are some things that I've been coming to learn and reinforce in this brain of mine on this contest prep. And this is just sharing thoughts, okay? I'm not preaching. I am passionate though, so it can come off that way. All right, much love. Brian DeCosta, ShredderForLife.com. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, dropping that first like, dropping that first comment. Glad I'm not dead from that devilish worship shit going on back there. And if you've been around for a while, I fucking love you. Thank you so much. Give me your trust and your time. Brat, brat. I'll have some vlogs and shit coming from the show. Peace.
You're the one, got your best for me, so what me go say? Come on away from me. You're the one, can you slip when you slide for me? It's in the right for me. Now I'm living in a time of my life for me. Come on away from me.